Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Gordon here, and I am currently at Mountain View Cemetery in Oakland. Now, why am I at a cemetery, you might ask? Well, surprisingly, for a place that houses the dead, there's a lot of life to be found here, and I'm sure there's a metaphor to be found there somewhere. And when I'm talking about life, of course, I'm talking about my favorite thing: wildlife, wild animals, nature, the outdoors, hiking. What's not to love? I've been here several times in the past. I found my fair share of deer, foxes, hawks, turkeys, fence lizards, snakes, salamanders, you name it. There's a lot of cool stuff to check out here, so yeah, why don't you come along with me and let's go see some cool things. Mountain View Cemetery is a wonderful hidden gem near the Oakland Hills. I came across it on one of my runs through the city a few years ago and was taken aback by the massive green space and beautiful views of downtown Oakland, San Francisco, and the Bay. I knew I had to check it out, not just for the scenery, but also for the possibility of coming across amazing animals. The cemetery was built in the mid-1800s with a desire to create a space that would express a harmony between mankind and nature. It was designed to symbolize a peaceful area that our souls would return to upon death. Apparently, many famous Bay Areans are buried here, such as Samuel Merritt, early mayor of Oakland and namesake of Oakland's Lake Merritt, J.A. Folger, the founder of Folger's Coffee, Domingo Ghirardelli, founder of Ghirardelli Chocolates, Fred Korematsu, prominent Asian American rights activist, and Elizabeth Short, also known as the Black Dahlia, whose murder remains unresolved today. It also features prominently in the 2018 film Blind Spotting, starring Daveed Diggs and Rafael Casal. This film is excellent, by the way. It's hella Oakland. 10 out of 10, I would watch it again. East Bay Pride, what up? The thing that interests me the most about Mountain View Cemetery is how ecologically diverse it is. Even though the section that houses the gravestones is heavily curated and managed, just beyond that are a couple ponds, and then hills. The ponds are great. Throughout the year, you can expect to find waterfowl such as geese, ducks, herons, and even the occasional introduced red-eared slider turtle. In fact, there have been sightings of another introduced turtle species, the softshell turtle. Hooray for ecological destruction! But what really appeals to me are the less developed hills. That is where I have the best chance of coming face to face with animals, such as these two black-tailed deer in the distance. Alright, so currently I have just arrived to an irrigation box right by the lawn here. Those green covers that you see right there, yep. Alright, so the reason I'm standing right next to one of these is in the past I found lots of frogs underneath these boxes. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, it's not too surprising. You know, there's a lot of moisture in these irrigation boxes. It's the boxes that, what do you call it, the gatekeepers, the lawn maintenance people, they'll come and they'll turn on and turn off the faucet. So, it would make sense that, there's some leakage in there. And so as a result, these frogs or, any other sorts of amphibians or even reptiles will seek refuge away from the elements, In places like these boxes, it's, it's relatively moist conditions all year round. You're protected from thermal extremes, whether it's too hot, too cold. So it would make sense that these places are a really good location to go find lots of cool creepy crawly critters. So let's give this one a shot, if you can. Yep, right there. Right. Let's give that one a shot and see what we find. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there they are. All right, let's see. Come on, come on. Little babe. Oh, they're so tiny. Check that out. Oh, it's a little baby. Oh, isn't that super cute? Woo! Alright, let's see if there's any more. Alright. Check that out. Do you see that? Oh, it's so cute. Dude, check it out. We've got a chorus frog here. Oh my god, isn't this the smallest, cutest little thing you've ever seen? Alright, so a little bit of info about this guy. So this is Psittacris regilla, or Hylaeola regilla, the Pacific chorus frog. These guys are really, really common throughout the western United States. And even though they are in the tree frog family, Hylidae, you're more likely to find them lower to the ground by bodies of water, underneath rocks or logs. Yeah, whoop, you see it? I almost jumped right there. Man, frogs are really, really amazing. And another really cool thing about these frogs is, so they have a lot of color morphs. So you can see them usually, well, right now this one's gray, but it's not uncommon to see them green, yellow, brown, or anything in between. And one time I think I might have seen a frog that almost looked blue. So for a long time, scientists weren't really sure as to the color differences between all the different populations of frogs, or honestly, even between individuals of frogs, because within one geographic area, within one geographic population, you would often see that you'd have a frog that was green, a frog that was brown, one that was yellow, gray, like this one, and everything in between. And, you know, why is that? So it wasn't until relatively recently that we found out that these frogs can actually change color over a given period of time. It is thought that they change color in order to match their background environment. So if you see a frog that is close to green grass, give it enough time and it's going to turn green. Maybe if it's close to, you know, brown soil, it's going to turn brown. Or maybe if it's close to dry yellow grass, then it's going to turn yellow. You know, as you can guess, a lot of this color has to do with camouflage in order to allow the frog to blend into the background to prevent predators from spotting them easily and thus preying on them. So yeah, it's a pretty cool adaptation, don't you think? All right, I think this guy's had enough, so we are gonna let him go. All right, let's see if we can do this. Woo. All right, anyways, off we go. Farewell. With the frog returned safely to its home, I continue my trek upwards. Who knows what I'll find? Hopefully it'll be something even better. Maybe a full-time well-paying ecologist job. Or what about my thesis research? Fully finished and manuscript written up. Just kidding. That's never gonna happen. Guys, this is pretty crazy, but check it out. Holy crap! Obviously, what you guys see here is a fox, a red fox to be specific, and yeah, it's been dead for a couple days. No idea what could have caused its death. It is pretty sad. What I will say though is technically red foxes are a non-native species to the Bay Area, so the ecologist inside of me is like, hooray, well gee, the red fox is dead, like one less invasive animal to worry about. Though, to be honest, the emotional side of me is very sad, as you can imagine, you know, and never enjoy seeing an animal dead, even though that is the cycle of life. But, you know, that's what it is. All I can say is, yeah, hopefully this red fox lived a good life. I'm sure it had a pretty awesome time here, frolicking in the cemetery. You know, whatever caused its death, I hope it was swift, it was quick, didn't suffer too much. And yeah, that's just the reality of wildlifing. Eventually you're gonna run into dead animals in such gruesome states like this. It's how it is. You gotta take the beautiful with the not so beautiful. Alright then, I think that's about it for today. Saw some animals, not as much as I'd hoped for, but let's face it, that red fox was a total doozy. Yeah, can't wait to go home, grab a nice beer, and just relax. Alright, well guys, thanks for joining me on this adventure, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Alright, take it easy. Have a good one.